What's up, YouTube? I know it's been a long time since you've seen this world. The name has changed from small town to Confederate States, kind of like the Titanic world was changed to that, but that world is gone. I've still got it, but now it's just for designs. That's where I go to make my designs for buildings. As for this world, it will always grow. And because it's 50 blocks of grass, well, 49 dirt and 1 grass, there's no worry that I have to start a new world for underground. There will be a subway built soon. I'm still working on it. Wanted to come on here and give you a new tour. This is the official government street. As you can see, it's blocked off by military trucks. That is the Capitol, where I now live as the dictator of the world. That is the official government type. And this is the Confederate State Headquarter building, as you can see right here. This is where it's basically the United States Supreme Court, but remade. You know, things are made to fit in with this type of government. The rules, constitution, things like that are at that building, and then over here the building itself and the constitution. Anything government related will be at government buildings. Now there's not a I don't know how to put this. There's not really going to be a tour of it, but there is a bunker on this world, and that's where I'm going to keep a lot of things. Probably keep command blocks down there to do things with, and probably put like a bedrock room down there to do explosive things in. This street, if you remember it, I don't know if I did a tour of it or not, but it's not really changed too much except for a new library on the end and a new little skyscraper. Not really. It looks big, but it's not big because the floors are like 5 and 6 blocks. A construction site, an upcoming airport. If you're wondering, I did not dig all this. I used slash fill. And all you need is one corner, the other corner, slash fill. It can only do 35,000 blocks though, which I didn't have to worry about because that's just the top layer. Now for certain things that I was trying to do, like the waterway, I have to do it in sections. Sorry about that. No, I don't have COVID. That's just my cough. I've always coughed. Just letting that be known. This is the Twin Memorial, which is basically like, not a museum. It's something like a museum, but it's mainly just a memorial and like Revolutionary War. Because the only way to make something seem real lifelike for roleplay and realistic and to make it actually work good, you need a story, you need a changing environment, which I try to do that too. It's hard to keep up with. But every now and then I do try to go to buildings or something, and not so much with these, but now that one, sooner or later I'll probably try to start building things on it to where it looks like it's progressed, because that's what I do. The Constitution here is on an actual, like one of the, I want to say Lenin, but it's not. Hold on a minute, I'll tell you exactly what it is. Lectern. That way you can easily read it. The war is right here. It's called Civil War II because I designed the world, like the whole principle of it, the name and everything, as basically, I forgot what I said in there, but it's basically like America controlled something and then basically rebelled against it. And then of course there's a bunch of memorials. The SARS coronavirus 19, the actual official name of it, shortened to COVID-19. It's still ongoing, so there's not really, I'm not putting down the deaths or the survivors yet or anything like that until it's done. Now I mean, they're talking about it being like the flu and coming back year after year, that don't mean I'm gonna wait until basically they don't kill anybody. I'm just gonna wait until they say, hey, the world's okay, and everyone goes back. And then this is country government, like the Constitution. The book called Government, yeah, the one that just says Gov, is basically who your dictator is, basically. There's not any other government officials, because it's just the way I run it. For those of you that are possibly wondering too, I have thought about it, putting in a puppet government for the world, like a fake democracy. That's the only building so far that is empty. Now it was that one, and those two were empty at one time. These two were empty at the same time, and then I finally built on that one. Built a drone. I let somebody open up a private military, but I'm slowly double thinking that, because they're more or less the type that they like really rebelling against things, so I don't want to let them have too many weapons. As you can see, little drones, military style, and then just private. More buildings. See, what have I done recently? I added that trailer over there. That one I'm still fixing. It was in front of the prison. I sold the prison, tore down the house, and extended the base area. Right there's where the second subway is going to be. The first one, I think I've showed before. It's underground at the water. This street's getting bigger. I let someone have that piece of land, sold it to them. What else? I think it's basically like the major things. This street's gotten longer. I sold that to somebody, that piece of land, let them build on it. I think that's about all. Yeah. But it's basically, this video is just me showing a tour. I don't know when I'll get back to role-playing on the world. I don't know if I will anytime soon. If I do, I mean, you ain't gotta worry. I did get rid of like the whole power and water and taxes for now. It might come back, which means when I do play, it'll mainly be me going around like visiting stores. I'm trying to get more houses, more skyscrapers, things like that. That way when I do a roleplay, there's more to do than just looking at buildings. This is like a little car crash scene. The light's messed up. I just noticed that. That's alright. I had them blinking like hazard lights. You've got like a little truck here that's going on the highway. I still haven't completely finished the high school. It's still only got 2 blocks. I did put for the high school where I'm at 2020 Warriors for them, since all schools are closed. Basically the world's growing, but at the same time it's not growing over here. So everything over here is basically still the same. Even this little headquarter, which is still my headquarters. Trying to remember if there's still a name here or not, because I think I had called it Gov Street. Yeah, at first it was called Government Street or Gov Avenue. Then I changed it to Cook Street. The nuclear bomb, which I will be building another base like it. Probably 10 times better, with more than one. I built more trucks, because since I am trying to run it like a dictator, I'm getting more into the rhythm, because, you know, I live in America, so I'm used to freedoms and stuff, and I'm having to make myself think more like North Korea. Oh yeah, you see these in my worlds? These are 5G towers for cell phones. Granted, they don't look like cell phone towers, but that's what I tried to make them be. And if you want to see the city at night, I'm going to go over here. Is it? I'm trying to remember. Yeah. I'm trying to make sure I'm on the tallest building. Let's see. You don't really want to be on it. Just right there's you a view. And the person that did own the prison, he still owns it. He just ain't been on it in a while. But he's about the only one that I'll let build buildings that kind of, how do I put it, like, that kind of sides with the government. One more good look over here. I actually built this just like I was sitting there building it, and I was trying to make it like this, but it wasn't intentional that it looks like an eye. It was just the way I was building it. And I think it actually turned out great, because it's got a little sitting area down here. It's got 2 rooms for people that I like and that I will let live with me in the basically the White House of this world. Got more sitting areas, and then the cafeteria, which is right here. And then over here on the bottom is like the war room. Then upstairs, right above the war room, is the bathrooms. You got the hallways. They're basically the same up and down. Upstairs, this is the conference room for like leaders. Basically, America's leader, me, stuff like that. And then this is my room. Now, I may show the bunker later on once I get it finished. But as of right now, I'm not going to show it yet. Because right now it's just empty anyways. But this is what the inside looks like in the hallways. And then that's what 2 rooms will look like together. And then over here, basically the same. Depending on where I put signs and how I do it, you'll either see a couch in the middle of it, or like lights. Me personally, I do like the way it turned out. And this is what it looks like without a wall. And then this sitting areas are made like that. That way they have an arch all the way through. Trying to think what else possibly I could show in here. Yeah, like my room, it's still basically set up the same as rooms that have the doors in the middle, but instead they're on the end here. That way it looks better whenever it's one room, and the way I try to make it. This is how most of the rooms are set up. So if you join and you like it, you can possibly get you one like it's built. If you do want to play on this world though, add me on Xbox, Windows 10, or PlayStation. Because if you add me on my Microsoft account and all that, then I'll have you on there too. That way you can message me and be like, hey, I want to play, and then I know your name and your username, so I can just basically type it in or look for it. Somebody building a store. I'm trying to think more, but I honestly haven't really done much. Yeah, the power and water court shut down. Used to, if you remember, I had to go in there and put nuggets in. Now it's just one empty building. All of them are like that. Oh yeah. Cut it to... Well, I'm just going to go ahead and always day for now. Right here's a little convoy. I'm going to be building a tank on the back of that. That way it looks putting tow trucks and police cars all around the city. And if you notice a cut right there or a jump, that's because I reached the maximum length of time that was set for that video, like 15 minutes. So in other words, when this video is released, it's probably going to be 2 or 3 gigs. So by the time this does fully upload, I will probably have built more over there, and I'm hoping to sooner or later build a highway back there. That's why it ended, because I was going to make it longer, but I'm hoping to build another highway back here. But instead of the highway being like this one where it's got that L shape and it ends on both ends, that one's going to be the actual interstate. I'm hoping to build it sunken into the ground some, with, you know, bridges going over it and exits. Granted, as you can see, most of my roads are just simply, you know, right triangles and stuff. It don't look too good all the time, but in case you haven't noticed from my flying around near this and walking around, I don't do too well trying to make curves like that. So I will stick with my right angles. I can make buildings alright. Roads, yeah. This right here is somebody else's tower too. Figured I'd throw that in there. But yeah. Like, subscribe, and if you want to see more tours, or if you want to be watching for role plays on this world, make sure that you hit the bell, you get all the notifications set up, you like the video, that way it tells me, hey, person enjoys you doing this, and also leave a comment if you want to see any building. If nothing else, be like, hey, at such and such time, I'd like to see this building. Or, hey, can you make a tutorial? Be careful what building you choose, because some buildings I cannot make twice. That's why half of these buildings almost look identical, but they're different. So do be careful with that one. But certain buildings I probably could do. But yeah, leave a comment and just be like, hey, at such and such time, I'd like to see the inside of this building. Or, hey, for maybe, like, you know, for your gray and white building, could you make a tutorial on how to build it? Like I said, some buildings will be easier to replicate and do tutorials on. And then some of them you can probably look at it and be like, oh, that's how it's made. But yeah, like and subscribe if you want to play. Like I said, hit me up on Xbox, Windows 10, or PlayStation, as they now have that cross-platform, cross-play. And other than that, like I said, just make sure that you hit the bell, get all the notifications turned on, like the video, and subscribe. That way you've got me on your feed always. And with that, this is James.